Yay. Yay.
I lost my lip
I'm
gloss.
Harry Mary, like to let my shags like fly. Feel a deep connection to the caveman and his bushy thighs.
That's when you have to just get another cover and just use some tape. I've done it. We've all done it. Just a bit of masking tape on it.
Time to take your boon
And
for some
whatever staph
downstairs
infection I got from that, who knows?
Didn't want nothing too crazy or clean up so I intended. So I found myself a waxer who came highly recommended. To my surprise,
Actually, we got a new groomer for Georgie that they come in a van, kind of like Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber, and they're called Droom Groom. Yes. Yeah.
My legs up in the air, dreaming about my new hairdo.
So happy. The other place I had to walk like a mile.
I quickly try to explain, not that much, just take a
I tried to, yes. And I'm sure it's either they don't know or they ignore it out of, pure taste. Who knows?
a complaint about her newly hairless taint.
I got worm. You see? It's the name of our store. I keep doing that. They're just like, Carolina, that's the third time this week.
I got worm.
Coming from you as well. Stop starting your emails that way. Yeah. That movie, we tried to watch Dumb and Dumber the other day, but we couldn't. We had to stop it because we already knew every punchline, everything, kind of coming out at us. So we're like, you can only watch it if it's trash, I guess. Or something. I don't know. I have no idea what to do anymore. I can't mess up my brain, to forget it. And that happened to me with Bridget Jones's Diary. Seen it too many times in my life. I'll watch it again.
Silly chairs! Yes! I love that silly chairs is now silly chairs instead of skelly chairs.
Where they'll rip out all your pubic hair.
It's so cute. Who's ready?
Hi!
Oh, she's
Man, baby, Koala, thank you so much for the sub. I welcome each and every one of you. I love you all so much. It has been a minute.
she's
Man, baby, Metal Flag, thank you so much for the sub. We love Metal Flag. And also, I just want to give a shout out to the Reformed Whores. I love that song about waxing because this is something I can't do anymore. I can wax. I prefer not to. I prefer just to clean up a little bit. But now I can't reach it. Man, baby, I am Devine1701. Thank you so much for the sub. Can't reach it.
Oh, she's
Oh my God, it's a hype train. Thank you so much. Only one cannoli. We need more than one cannoli. Cannoli is
she's
Holden's favorite dessert. O'Malley526, thank you so much for the sub as well. You guys, thank you so much for these subs. This is very, very helpful. You're helping to raise my future child. Mango Reinhardt, thank you so much for the sub.
We made it.
That was a monologue. I did not anticipate that.
Oh, she's
Man, baby, Ginger Wild, thank you so much for the sub. Oh my goodness. Giving You Hell is the one that did all those amazing gifted subs, which you rich. Thank you. So welcome. I'm just going to say thank you to Giving You Hell, and thank you so much or welcome to everybody who is now subbed. Raz Grizz 7166, welcome.
Hi, everyone. I know it's been a while. It's been a little bit. Yes, but I'm glad. It's good. I have a lot of juice now that I can unload on you. Whatever dirty innuendos you want to come up with, that one. I feel like we are totally maybe before it wasn't like we were tapped out, but we were very tired, and then there was a bunch of stuff going on, but now I feel ready. I bought about 200 crazy straws, and I'm ready to start anew. That's really all you have to.
Sounds like you ready for the sub.
I'm ready for the summer.
You're ready for
Calypso
summer.
music and crazy straws. And yes, I'm ready to unload my juice on you, Moon Standard. Moon Bastard, sorry.
What kind of juice are you talking about, Carolina, if I may be so bold?
I think it's more of a light cola kind of drink. So it's totally fine. It's not good for you,
Ooh.
but it's not bad for you.
What's everybody's summer drink? What are they going to drink with a bendy straw?
There you go.
Getting the question started. If you guys want to send a question into us, $10. We'll talk at you and give you advice as best as we can. We are not professionals, but
or ask us a question about anything.
Yes,
at all.
Anything at all. And I promise,
know
I don't care how personal it is. At this point, I'm losing my inhibitions, and like I just said, I can't reach my vagina to shave it. So I will talk about anything.
Are you going to ask Holden to do it for you?
I already did, but I don't want to bug him about it.
What?
You know?
Did he really say stop bugging me about it?
No, he didn't say that. He just said that he was just like, oh yeah, sure, I'll wait, because he has the Manscaped thing, but he doesn't use it. So I'm just like, I think I've used it more than he has, and I'm just like, I just can't see. I mean, I could feel around, but then it's gonna look like Bozo the Clown. You know what I mean?
What does it matter if it looks like? But like, if you just get down there, and just kind of.
Yeah, if it looks like Holden's beard, so I mean, how bad can it be?
Yeah, it does.
You can be like, we're twins. We're twins right now. Look at us.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, like, I am very thankful that I have very, like, fine, thin hair. So it's not just like, you know, it's not crazy. It's never been like a big problem. But I'm just like, this needs, like, somebody needs to intervene here.
You know, I like it 70s. I you know, the kind of stuff I grew up on, I guess. Whatever weird videos I found along the way, and something about the 70s films, by the way, they were films because they had plots and everything in them. Just kind of made it feel like it's just the most normal thing ever. So now it looks strange if it's all a little too tidy, if you ask me. I mean, I understand you have to tidy up. You got to tidy up a tiny bit, but you should still keep it, you know, primitive. I say.
I mean, the hair there is also there for a reason. Right, you know what I mean? And especially like while you're pregnant, you got to keep some bacteria out. You want to keep things nice and clean because you don't want to get an infection while you're pregnant. Very bad for the baby. So, you know, that's keeping some hair there is very, very good to do. It's just taking over my life because hair is growing very fast on my head. My nails are growing very fast. Everything is getting fuller. So
that's good. You're turning into a Marvel superhero.
Man, baby Fluum, thank you so much for the sub. We've got a couple more hype train coming in.
They're gifted from Rob McCoy. Thank you so much for gifting those subs to all these beautiful people in our chat.
Yes.
Is it the prenatal vitamins, Metal Flag? Is it your vitamins?
Yeah, it's the prenatal.
Oh, she's
yeah, which is great. And I'm also taking Man Baby Freckled Stitches. Welcome. I'm also taking biotin on top of it because my hair was like getting really thin before that, and I was like, oh, I need to like, you know, get ahead of this. But now it's catching up. The late Kate, welcome.
I started taking biotin because he's like, I hear it's great for your hair, but the only hair that was growing was on his back. And it was growing in plumes on his back. I was like, you should stop. I don't care, but he cares. He's like, I just want it. Why is it back there? I'm like, I mean, honestly,
welcome entrapment.
I'm into like hairy backs. I'm into all kinds of hair, so like I'm fine with it. Like,
yeah. I mean, obviously, like, hairy backs don't bother me. If you've seen Holden in any Murder Fist sketch or Cowman show, you know what he's working with.
Yeah, but he's got like pubic hair on his
chest.
Does. Not that that's bad.
He does. He has naturally very curly hair, and that is why.
Naturally very curly hair.
It's like yours, Jackie. It's like big curls, big wavy curl. It's like yours too, Carolina. You guys have such nice curly hair. I hope my baby has curly hair like that.
Are you comparing my hair to Holden's back hair? Because no, if you, I mean, I will not be offended or anything, but I think it's really fun that it's luxurious. It's a full mane. So look at Carolina's head. It's just like that. I mean, I'm sorry.
No, it's because it just like the translation, because he has curly head hair, the translation is he has pube-like body hair.
Yeah.
I need to isolate
Your
that.
husband. I don't want to know what about your husband.
But you got it.
Sorry.
We're all one happy family, and we need to know about each other's hair follicles.
We're all
Yeah.
one happy family.
Yeah.
Giving you hell. You understand.
I feel great today, though, guys. How are you guys feeling? How's everybody in chat feeling? I feel really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. Like the wind was picking up. It was getting nice and stormy in a really cool way. I love that whole feeling where you just kind of like walk around and you feel like when your hair is whipping around, it's just kind of anywhere you do, whatever you're doing, it feels like you have purpose. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh man, I'm walking to the store, but it feels important. And that's how I've been feeling. Very important today, which is good. And also full of allergies. So, which is why I'm nasal. But, it does make me sound busy. Like I've been busy. I've been all night, been busy. But it's really just allergies kicking my ass.
Yeah.
But it's all good. It's all good. I'm vaccinated. It's been 2 weeks since my second dose. I celebrated by checking out a really cool drag show yesterday.
Awesome.
So much fun. And
Welcome
and,
multiple orange peels.
Still, in a one of those little pods, still like distancing, still wearing masks, like when you have to, and all that kind of business. But still, but now you can go out and hang out with a friend or two and not be paranoid or anxious or anything, and just feeling more like, this is more together, this more like life used to be like. It was really, really fun. And those lovely drag queen people definitely took a lot of my money, and I had a really fun time after a few drinks. So it was a win-win situation.
Great.
Yeah, I was like, just take all my money. This is so much fun. I haven't seen a live show in a long time.
Oh, that's amazing. What are live shows? They don't happen on Twitch. Apes McNeil, thank you. Our Craigslist cutie for you, thank you so much for all the gifted subs. And to everybody that has been gifted a sub, we welcome you and we love you. And I do want to say, Hot Girl, I'm so sorry that you lost your grandma. I'm so sorry to hear that. But hopefully we can make you laugh about something, or at least, even if it's not an audible laugh, at least it's a little bit of positive vibes sent your way.
A little bit of comfort at the very least. I'm sorry to hear that, though.
Yeah, I'm
that
so
sucks.
sorry.
Yeah.
But also, how dogs says, Lex, are you not getting vaxxed because you're prego? But
I'm vaxxed.
For you. Yeah, you're all vaxxed now.
I was like, I want to be on this, I want to be on this train. I want to be invited to the party. And thank you so much. Oh my gosh. More hype train love coming in. Thank you. I
pray choo-choo.
It wasn't just because I was feeling left out. I promise you, I really thought about it a whole lot, and I tried to do as much research as I could given the very limited information that is out there. But my doctor, my OB, was like, do it. And then the genetics doctor that you have to see if you're over 35 was like, do it. So I was like, okay. So, yeah.
They're professionals.
Yeah.
So, you go with that.
Yeah.
And you can be exposed to my juices now. And that's when I'm going to open up a store called Carolina's Juices. And it's really going to be lemonade.
That's great.
And passion fruit.
I want one of your juices.
Yeah.
You can try my
what?
juices.
Carolina, you should combine this calypso music with these tropical juices and have a little straw that plays calypso music when you drink from it, and the tropical juices swirl through and just give you a nice island delight in your mouth.
I love this. Our life
I've gotten a
isn't
couple
It's Always
island
Sunny.
delights in my mouth, but
I was waiting.
you told me not to call them back afterwards. Speaking of allergies, though, I forgot to take my allergy medication, so I am gonna take that because same's, and it's been a bit of a fucking nightmare.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit, all over the place, but it's all fine. It's all good. I'm not gonna sneeze into my juice store. We're good. We're
Good,
fine.
I'm glad. You know, you're supposed to take your allergy medication with sparkling wine. That's what they recommend. They say always take your allergy medication with sparkling wine.
We listen to the experts, and this is why we're doing so well today. Everyone needs to know that.
I got a water bottle. It's fine. I got a water bottle. I've been feeling good. I just got back from watching Jerry and Puffin for 5 days, and it is a lot of work to watch. I refer to them as the Lost Boys and Kissel as Peter Pan, and I think that it is the perfect. Also, we do call Kissel like the Disney divorce dad of like that's how he acts with his dogs is they run the house and they're perfect. They're absolutely perfect and I love them. And I straight up and be honest with you guys, I cried when I left this morning. I have fallen in love with the dogs and I love Jerry so much and I do love Puffin, but Jerry is just such a cuddle, but like Jerry's the exact dog that I want.
Yeah.
And I cried. I laid on the floor, which is I shouldn't have, and I held him, and he just like looked at me. He's like licking the tears off my face, and I was like, I want him. I want to adopt. I'm gonna start crying right now. I need to stop. It's a dog, Jackie. It's your friend's dog. He's not dead. He's a 5-minute drive away.
But Jerry. I did hear good things. Like I told you guys earlier, when Marcus came back from his like little quick trip to LA, he just walked in the house. I haven't seen him in like maybe 3 days, and he's just like, I love Jerry. And he just sat there. It was a very serious thing. So apparently Jerry is very charming and is breaking hearts all over the country.
Oh, yeah.
So
well, because the best and worst part about Jerry is that he loves you like you are like the sun to him.
Yes.
He looks at you like you are his everything. And it doesn't even make me feel bad that he looks at everyone like that. But that's why you fall in love with him.
Oh, I knew it. He already looks cute. I haven't met him yet, but hopefully I will soon. Hopefully.
He comes up and he wants to sleep under the covers and he goes like this. And so you lift it up and every morning we would wake up and he would be laying between Jeff and I on his back, nose up. And then like I'd open it up and I'd go, good morning, Jerry. And he'd have his little sleepy eyes. And then he'd just go, and I'd have to put my face near him so that I could lick him as he's on his back. Just
so he could like
he wanted to kiss me and he was too sleepy to get up.
Oh, that's amazing.
I have to stop talking about him. He's not my dog. But I've already cried again. I cried again.
That's amazing.
I get it.
That's absolutely amazing.
Yes, Apes McNeil. Ben should make a meet and greets with Jerry, a VIP ticket option for live shows after COVID. I couldn't even imagine him on a plane. You can't even get him in a car. Oh, hell, yeah. Dog. I even said this to Caroline and Alexi. I was like, how long do you think Kissel would care if I went gone? I was like, Jeff, we take Jerry, we put him in the car, we take all of our stuff, we just go. And we never come back. We never talk to anybody ever again. It's just us and Jerry and the world. And we thought about it.
Moonbastard said, I once saw a pet's tombstone epitaph. Felix was a cat, but was human enough to be a great comfort in times of loneliness and pain.
Oh.
And
they matter to people.
Yeah.
And this is the prime example of that.
And a little Felix the cat love, a little Jerry love to Hot Girl today. So yeah, just sending it that way.
Aww. Yeah.
I just welcomed Manic Chaos because it's Manic Chaos's first gloss, and I was like, I always cry. I usually cry. I usually cry on the show. Sometimes perfect.
I've never cried on the show, but sometimes I'll cry like a little bit afterwards, though. I'm not gonna lie. I did it once, so it just happens, especially if there's enough flicker inside of me, it might happen.
Yeah,
it's always a touching moment, though, something or another, and that's why dogs bring that out of you. Dogs bring out emotion. Same thing. Like whenever I'm on a plane, like half the time I'm on a plane, I cry for whatever random reason. It's just, sometimes you just get your mind working over time.
That's also the altitude,
Yeah.
though. It does fuck with you. Like
Does
being
it?
on a plane, it does actually make you. I forget exactly what the science is, but I know that there is. I'm not just making this up. That you are more inclined to cry because of like the pressure or something.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
The altitude, or maybe just the whole feeling of mortality.
Sure.
Who knows?
I mean, all of it, and being in a trap. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And also the fact that you're getting all this liquor with very little water.
Yeah.
That can happen occasionally. And so all those things, that and me being like, oh, let me put on this one movie I wouldn't normally watch. Just add that all together, and then waterworks.
I did that on the plane I was on last week. I put on Finding Nemo, and I'm like, why did I put on Finding Nemo?
Don't watch
Oh, God.
Coco then.
Oh, Lord.
Why would I put that on?
Yeah. No.
I did it. I was on the last time before quarantine. I was watching The Lion King, the live action Lion King, and I was like, I just want to see if it's any good. And I put it on, and Jeff looks over to me. He's like, "Are you crying?" And I was like, "I forgot how good the music is." And it was just like, "When you find ourselves," I'm like, "Yeah." And the animals are coming in. I'm just like, he's like, "I don't know what to do with you. You're crying at the beginning of a movie you've seen 1,000, like of the animated movie you've seen 1,000 times."
You know, it works sometimes. Just it depending on your mood or just the situation or something, you know, along those lines. Like I can get easily manipulated in that way as well, unless it's like something that's so heavy-handed. I'm just like, no. But if it's something so touching like a Finding Nemo, then it's over. I mean, because you did too good of a job. What can I say? Every time. A Goofy movie. Oh God. Goofy movie. You know, when you're a kid, you're just like, oh, it's a fun movie. It's very nice. And then when you're an adult, you're like, I relate to Goofy. You know, and
Yeah.
things change. Your life changes when that happens. When you realize that Ferris Bueller was a little snot and all the adults were just trying to go by their day. And then
I love it.
Carolina, Lax, hear me. I screamed about this on page 7. City Slickers. Watch City Slickers. It is not even for a crying thing. It is a different movie as adults. It's on HBO Max. It is about men that are in their late 30s that are like, what have we done with our lives? Wait a second. But it's like the opposite, because we don't have that life. We're not in that like cookie cutter life, but it is interesting. Now you watch it, we're like, why did we watch this so many times as kids? It's not a kid's movie. It's
No,
about
definitely not.
grown men having a midlife crisis.
Yeah. I think it was Daniel Stern is in it, right?
mm-hmm.
I think it was like because it's like Billy Crystal and like the dude from Home Alone. I think that's
Yes.
why we were like, oh, it's a funny movie. We can watch this a whole bunch. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
a really
It's like a fun little romp. It's there's horses. There's like all kinds of little things that, yes, I watched a lot of stuff without really understanding the meaning behind it, and just watching it because, oh, look, it's pretty or something. The really, when you're a kid, what you look for in a movie is really not like an intricate plot or
Right.
character development. So yes, I get it. Like I remember watching, what was that movie I used to watch all the time? Hackers. Do you guys ever remember
yes,
Hackers?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I watched it constantly, and then I decided like I want to be a hacker when I grow up. and well, I you know, that didn't work out that way, but it looked cool, and that's when you start rollerblading. So all kinds of things happen. Yes, crash override. Thank you, Moon Bastard. And Lord Nikon. Oh man, name all of them. Name a serial killer. You get a free prize. Give me your address. I'll give you I have 200 of these crazy straws. I go through them. That's a lifetime supply. I think 20 of them are a lifetime supply. I have 200 of them.
That's amazing.
so- Yeah, we should be giving away gifts at this point. And Zero Cool, and if anyone can remember who Angelina Jolie was, Acid Burn.
Acid burn, right? Yeah. Oh God.
Sorry, I don't know how I derailed this.
Ho!
Anyway, we
liked
can change this.
I liked it.
No, that's amazing. Rob McCoy said that they cried at a Walgreens commercial today, where two little kids run like a quarter mile down the sidewalk to finally hug each other again. Oh, that's gonna get
do it
me. Oh my God. And we just got a donation from the lovely Kim. Let me make sure that I'm saying it correctly. Kim True. Thank you so much for the $10.
Thank you.
And their statement is, hello, lovelies. Here's my question. My partner, 27, and I, 25, have been together for 5 years and are still obsessed with love each other. Oh, I love that.
No.
But we're both still working on mental health and adulting at that age. That makes sense. Does it make sense to want to be engaged but not married yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
1,000%.
I mean, you set your own rules, right?
Yeah. And you can be engaged as long as you want. I think that is actually really great, especially since you're like, I'm still really young. I'm still working on myself. I'm still, trying to figure shit out. I'm working on my mental health, all of these things. But you want to commit. You know that this is the person that you want to commit to for the rest of your life, but you're just not ready to have the big old crazy wedding. Or even if you don't have the crazy wedding, you want to wait until you actually finalize that commitment. Do it. Be engaged for as long as you want or as little as you want. But yeah, absolutely.
Also, it's waiting for and I don't know if it is even if it's not a monetary issue, but it's like also waiting until you have the money that if you want to have a bigger wedding that I couldn't have afforded anything when I was 27. There was no way that I could have ever been able to put anything down where it's at the time, I'm glad I didn't marry that partner that I was with, but that was for the best. But I also feel that it's the idea of I referred to Jeff as my partner starting at the time that I was knew my intention was to marry him rather than calling him my boyfriend. And I do feel that to me, the word means something different. And I know that it doesn't mean that to everybody else, but I think that it does help in terms of how you feel about it, that it does feel that there is a difference where it's no, he's my partner. We do everything together and he is my forever partner. And when someday we will be husband and wife, and that's great. But at this point, I've already made the commitment. The wedding is for me, it's for my mother. It has nothing to do with me. It has to do, it's literally for my mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. I totally understand that. The same thing that Marcus and I got married. Our wedding was, and I've described it before, a series of errands. And that's all it really amounted up to. I mean, the day itself was beautiful and it was really, really fun. And, of course, but it wasn't it was not as important or anything. There was a lot of importance to it. But I actually think it's great that there's so many. I'm not saying levels, it's a video game, but you go from dating and then maybe you're in a relationship and then you're this is my life partner now. And then you're engaged. I think it's good to go through all those hurdles. And to even stop at we just want to get engaged with the intention of marrying eventually.
Yeah.
I'm totally down. I think that's even better than going through hell of doing something that you think you're supposed to do or anything like that. That's
but also
crap.
Manic Chaos says, my mom tried to give me shit recently because I still call my partner of 8 years my boyfriend, but it's what's comfortable for us. So why should it matter? It really is. Even Uncanny Rachel said, I got married in my backyard with the neighbors leaning out the window yelling, what are y'all doing? It really is
getting married.
Yeah, getting fucking married.
Shut up.
You mind?
It's
That's cool.
I already know that. I say this to you guys, but because it won't get back to my mother. It's we're gonna get secret married the way I want to get secret married. I'm gonna do what I want, and then I'm also gonna do what my mother wants. So it's just for me, since my mother is a pain in my ass, it's easier for me to do this. And I also get a lot of you don't have to. I'm I know I don't. But you know what? My dad's going to die soon. And it's a good reason for the family to get together. It is weirdly that it did, like, I feel like when you get married in your mid-30s, it's like it's more of a logistics than anything of like we all just, and also a reason for all of us that live across the country to get together and go have a great time for a week.
That's true. Very true.
No?
And taxes.
I think with all of us having spread out recently, my wedding, Carolina's wedding, John's wedding, all the weddings that happened, Sina and Cosmo's wedding that happened recently or within the past couple of years. It was just like, I think we all chose to have really big weddings because we wanted to have a really big fucking party. So everybody could hang out with each other and see each other. You know, not that we as a group need an excuse to have a party, quite honestly, but we're just like, man, let's just go for it. Let's just have the big wedding because, you know, we just want to celebrate our friends and our family that love us together as a couple, and they're giving their support in our union, as it were.
Yeah.
You know, Henry's wedding. God, I forgot he had 2 of them. So
I
forgot
that 3-day event in Florida where I've never had a hangover. I never had a hangover the way it wasn't even a normal hangover. It was a hangover of like, you need to stay in bed for days, Carolina. And you can't do anything else. So, I mean, but it was all a great time.
Holden hurt himself. He hurt himself that night after the wedding. He fell and he like, he did something where he landed on like the edge of the bed and like hit his chest. And he was just like, my chest hurts. And I was like, that should teach you not to drink your face off so much, or in general, or just, you know, but no, it didn't teach him. It didn't teach him.
Did he learn
anything.
he did not learn his lesson.
No, it's not. He is getting better though. He's getting better because I'm like, I'm sober and now I can tell when you've had one drink. And he's like, you need to stop monitoring. Anyway, that's a whole different thing. Anyway, I don't mean to open a can of worms.
No. I mean, I have a partner that doesn't drink either, so it really is not that I do, like, he's not on me by any means, but it's like I try to not be like, baby, wait, no, baby, wait, baby, because it's not cute to him, and that's okay.
I just told Holden that I'm just like, I don't want to suddenly be married to the drunk asshole in the bar. That's all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, have a couple drinks, do your thing, but like, it's the you know, the annoying drunk guy thing. But he is getting a lot better about that, and he's like, yeah, he's being a big boy about it, and I am very proud of him. So. Yeah, I think that, like, you know, hit home a little bit.
Yeah,
when I was like, that's not cute.
And there's that baby all on the way. So yeah, I get it. You got to kind of clean up your act a little bit because there's a baby coming.
If anybody in chat has experience or advice on how to pump and dump, how much I need to dump after I guzzle. That sounds horrible. Then I'm all for it because Mama needs a glass of wine, and she wants a glass of wine very soon after the baby comes.
Holly always is get the test strips. I remember MJ used the test strips. You gotta have the test strips.
What are the test strips?
You test it for the booze content in your milk.
Yeah, you're pretty much checking to see if it's drinkable or something. So yeah, make sure you do that. And for what I remember from my friends, remember, if you have like one margarita, if you don't eat, you're going to be completely incoherent.
Oh, yeah.
So make sure you have some pasta, you know, in your system, something carb heavy, because, man.
Moon Bastard posted it.
You're going to be a cheap date pretty soon.
Oh, I'm so excited for being a cheap date because that means less calories. And let me tell you, I did not know, like, how many of my calories were just from alcohol alone until I got pregnant and I lost weight. And I was like, oh, but I'm eating whatever I want. But no, you really have like seriously cut down on some calorie intake.
Mama Sausage Fingers, #1 amazing username. Mama Sausage Fingers says, my sister swore by drinking Guinness before breastfeeding it helps with production.
But then
That's
baby
a very old wives' tale, but I think you might be right. You're onto something. I like the old world stuff.
Mama Sausage Fingers.
I love it.
I love the old world stuff. Oh, put some hair on her chest. You know, all that stuff. Like, all right, if this is a good idea, why not? Why not? But yeah, I know what you mean. Like I have like my husband Marcus, he doesn't drink very often at all. When we first met, he used to drink all the time, and then he had to stop because of just so much work and not wanting to wake up hungover and all that stuff. So yeah, we're at the point now where I've kind of met him halfway too. Unless I'm hanging out with you guys, and if I'm not too busy, then I'm like, yeah, man, have a drink or two. Like, do it responsibly by like having literally one or two. So this is a new me, and I like it, full of calypso music. And I'm honestly
love this.
I'm ready to be a
Carolina.
grandma, is what I'm saying. I obviously am ready. I'm wearing tie-dye. I'm listening to calypso music. I'm having drinks with swizzle stick kind of stuff. I mean, I'm there. All I need are the puka shells. And I'm 30
Holden's
years too
been
young.
threatening to start wearing puka shell necklaces again. Has he told you this?
No.
What?
Oh,
I was joking, but I didn't know this was a serious thing. If we match in any way whatsoever, I need to find a new face. Because I can't do this. I can't be like, oh, look, Carolina. And I'll just be like, oh, forget it.
My thing. Love of all things.
You guys are welcome. But it's my thing. You're always welcome, though.
Don't worry,
everyone in chat too.
I won't let him use the wear the puka shells. Don't worry. That's absolutely.
Lisa Rose did I not put puka shells on that board? Excuse me.
Yes.
No. And yet still, he won't buy anything off the board, but he will wear puka shell necklaces. I told him he could pull off the leather cuffs though, because we were watching Twilight this week, and Edward had the leather cuffs on, and he's like, "Can I pull those off?" I was like, "Yeah."
I love that there was a silence, a definite silence in between that.
Yes, you can. I want to be supportive.
Yeah, let him.
Oh, Curly Shoe says only if he weaves him into his beard. I need to trim his beard. His beard has taken on a life of its own. It is very big. I was
really? Is it like Amish?
Bastard
like
says Jackie's called gaslighting, but no, I want him to be happy. And if he's happy wearing a fucking puka shell necklace, what does it change my life? Be happy. It's clothes.
I'm the only one that will be unhappy, which is fine.
I'll be unhappy.
It's a good deal.
I'll be unhappy. Yeah. Be like, okay, Spencer's Gifts asked for their puka shell necklace back. Please.
You bastard leather cuffs. What's wrong with leather? I have banged at least 3 people that wore leather cuffs.
Oh man, I rocked some serious leather cuffs in like 2000 and 2001.
Yeah.
That was like my thing. I had like
wow.
both wrists. Come on.
Nothing wrong with that. I
Listen to
a
a lot of Ani.
Dated a little bit, or at least somebody who wore something along those lines.
Moon Bastard says, in the 2020s, no, but you know what? I will buy some for Jeff. And I will say, you put these on, and I will make Kiss on every section of his body.
That is a delight. I will make Kiss. I love that so much.
I will. I'll make Kiss on him. Oh, especially after being with 2 dogs in the bed for 5 days. Oh, I'm gonna make Kiss on him.
Wayward Weasel. Oh. Now, does that hamper things? I guess you were at Kissel's, so just being there kind of hampers things. But imagine if you had your own dog. What would the strategy be for like getting the dog?
I think I have to do no dog in the bed.
Yeah.
I think I really have to be a stickler with no dog in the bed. I can't.
It needs
have
to be a safe
dog
place.
Staring at me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we wanted to do that.
I know it's difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, obviously, sometimes we kick the dog out because we're not that weird. But there are other times when we're just like, and I'll wake up, or the dog will just jump in magically. And then I wake up, and it's always like, those movies where like the dog is licking and you're having the dream of the sexy guy or the sexy lady or whatever. You wake up, it's your dog. Like, that's real. That's a real thing. So that is, art imitating life imitating art kind of thing. So yeah, sometimes I do wake up and there is a dog just like on her back, just like kind of like, and I'm like, wow, Marcus is like all the way on the other side of the bed. I'm like, this is my life because I'm all the way in a corner. So it's all real. All those those comic strip jokes kind of stuff. That's all true. And you might end up with that too. You're gonna be like, yep, the dog's gonna be on the bed. What can I do?
Yeah, and also Moonbasser brings up a good point. It depends on the size and temperament of the dog. There's a sweet spot. I can jam if there's like a blue heeler just snoozing, but if some little chihuahua is looking terrified at my stroke or a big St. Bernard is crowded me and drooling, nah, that's the thing. The little dogs, no, but Rambo in the room, I have definitely banged with Rambo in the room multiple times because he's passed out. The worst though is if you're in the middle and then he starts farting and then you're just like, all right, I can't come now. I'm just like, I need a fucking second.
Really? Wow. Georgie can't even be walking in the other room. I got to wait till she's settled somewhere. So I hear like click, clack, click, clack. I'm just like, I can't do this. I can't. And then stops at the water bowl, slurp, slurp, slurp. I'm like, God damn.
Speed it up.
Every time it's like, I'm not ready yet. I need to pretend that no one else exists in this apartment.
Yes. And shut it all off. And this is the thing that like it really is like I've heard so many times like, but what are you gonna do when you have kids? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I mean,
I don't know.
MJ gives me tips sometimes of just like, well, you get really good at like silent sex. I'm like, okay.
No, we're never gonna have sex again. That's okay. It's totally fine. Although I will say when I had a Chihuahua that shared my bed, and I lived in a studio apartment, she was too tiny. My bed was too high for her to jump up on, or jump off on. So I always had to, she would cry until I picked her up to put her in the bed with me. And, but if I had a guest, I'd be like, okay, baby, we're going off the bed now. You're just, go over to your actual doggy bed. And she would sit there and cry like while things were trying to get grooving. And it would take her a lot of time in order to give up and just let me do my thing.
Oh,
yeah. I'm just like,
that's even
because it was a studio. I couldn't even put her in a different room. So
oh yeah, it can't even be like, hey, why don't you hang out in this empty bathtub with a lot of peanut butter on the sides of it? Maybe. I mean, I'm just saying.
That is like
children.
Immediately really inventive, Carolina. That's like that's really good. You're
smeared
like,
all over.
I'm gonna figure out how I can get it.
Yeah. I mean, that's where my best ideas come from.
5 votes so far. Chat says leather cuff over puka for fucks. All right.
I'm gonna go with you on that one.
Like Ren Fair shit. Like I've also banged my fair share of Ren Fair people. So I think maybe that's where my leather cuff things comes from.
No, I mean that can't be. I mean, I remember one time I made out with a guy who wore like a Thundercat shirt and had black masking tape all over his arms.
You just hung out with him though, right?
We made out.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean,
I was a sophomore in college. I never saw him again.
Totally.
But
that's
he's
okay.
probably in finance and has 2 kids. But he had masking tape all black all over his arms because it was cool. So I don't know why I'm just saying. I mean, if your husband Lexi wants to wear puka shells, trust me, nothing beats Thundercats guy. So you're fine.
I feel like I need to meet Thundercats guy. Moonbasser.
I should too. I was so drunk. I don't remember his name. Michael or I mean, we just kissed a little bit. It was not, we were 20.
Just wrote, life is about the adventure.
I love that.
Oh my God, Reagan Viper Rose. I'll never forget walking in on my folks when they were sexing it up. I was 16 and the dog crying woke me up, so I tried their door. It was locked. Well, that's weird. No! I've talked about this on here before. I'd honestly rather my parents had sex. Now I'm at this age though, and like had walked in on them. But knowing that your parents are like, they don't at all. There's nothing. I know for a fact. It's just like makes me just sad, Yeah.
I know my parents do, unfortunately.
Hell yeah!
I've never seen it, but there's definitely times where we would meet up because, like, let's say I fly to Colombia because my cousin's getting married or something, and Marcus has to work, so I have to go with my family, and we're all downstairs in the lobby. I'll be like, "Hey, where are mom and dad? We were supposed to meet like 20 minutes ago." And then we call and and no one answers. And then they come down eventually and they're like, sorry. And we're just like, we were going to eat. Come on. So sometimes it's not so much fun, but it is great though. It is great.
Have you read about, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say I have a story about the about walking in on your parents. I might have told it on this.
No, I want to hear it.
But I do want to point out Moon Bastard's comment because it is so funny. Dudes who wear leather cuffs almost always wear Southern Baptist purity rings, but will convince you to blow them and do butt stuff and leave you desperate to orgasm while they practice acoustic guitar. Yeah. That's my take on the matter.
Oddly specific, but probably true.
Are you describing Holden McNeely when he was 17 years old? When he was 17.
I don't know. I don't think it was that bad. That's really
that light in my
yeah, there we go. He was the guy playing
was. Oh, I remember hearing the tune of like, we'd all be like hammering at Holden's house, and I'd hear him like with a cigarette pulling out the guitar. I'm like, Holden's trying to fuck. We gotta leave. I don't want to fucking hear it because we've had to hear it before, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry you've had to deal with it. He never fucked before you. At least it would make a lot of sense.
I mean, that would make sense for me, actually. Yeah, okay.
He never tried to do the guitar thing to you?
He did afterwards. He's just like, you have a guitar. I have the same guitar. We had the same exact model, just different colors. And he was just like, I'm going to play you some songs. I was like, okay, cool. And then I thought that was nice because, it had already happened and, there was no pressure. So I was like, he played Neutral Milk Hotel. So
that's fun. That's better than Dave Matthews.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah. No, that's pretty cool.
Okay. I'm into this. I was more like, teach me how to play that. I walked in on my mom and her boyfriend, whom I hadn't met yet. When I was home on spring break for, it must have been my freshman year of college. And my mom just got her days all, crisscrossed. And I went with my girlfriend to Islands of Adventure, and we spent one night in the hotel, and she was just thinking that it was supposed to be 2 nights for whatever reason. I'm like, why would I go back to college on a Tuesday? That doesn't make any sense, but sure. And so we got back to Jacksonville, walk into the house. There's a weird car parked outside, and I'm just like, Mom, we're home, and I go to her room, and her room, there's nobody in there, and the light is off. And then we hear people upstairs. And I was just like, upstairs is my room. And my mom had a waterbed.
Oh, okay.
I did
All right.
not.
This is getting
bed.
Juicy now. All right.
And I was just like, what is she doing in my room? But granted, I didn't really sleep there very often because I was off to, I was going to school in Boston. And so my girlfriend went upstairs and she goes, oh my God, I just saw asses in the air. And I was just like, oh my God. And I was so pissed that it was like in my room that I was like, I didn't see anything, but I went up and I like blocked it from my eyes, but I walked into the room and I turned on the light and I was like, what are you doing in my bed?
Oh my God.
She was like, Alexis, get out of here. And then, oh my God, she was so embarrassed. But I was also pissed because I was just like, A, you're in my bed. B, like,
you're in my bed.
Yeah. B,
those are my sheets.
And she washed the sheets afterwards with shame.
Yeah.
And, I haven't even met this guy. You think I'm gone. How could you not keep track of when I'm supposed to go back to school and when I'll be in town and all of that? I was like mad at her for being an irresponsible mom. And I was just like, what is going on? And she's like, oh, don't. she accused me of acting like a perfect little angel. Oh, like you've never had sex. And I like at this point I'm just like, well, I've only had girlfriends, Mom, so I don't really know what you guys are doing. But that was me trying to be like, I don't know what happens.
Curly Shoe said I walked into my mom in a threesome in my childhood room. Yeah, good for her, no judgment there, but in my old room, that is the thing where it's like, I don't have children, obviously, but I think it would take a lot for me, unless, like, you didn't live, like, I mean, at least, like, your mom, like, at least you didn't live there anymore. But if I walked into my mom when I was, like, in high school in my room, I can't even, I'm just like, how are you wet in here?
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't do it in your parents' bed. Why would you do it in your kid's bed? You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't make sense. I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be like, all right, well, let's just find a carpeted floor or something, you know, at the very least.
Her excuse was that they couldn't do it on the waterbed.
Countertops are for.
Some things are sacred, and the countertops are not. I agree with you on that. Yes.
Come on. No, I agree. I think I even had like a futon still somewhere like that they could have used, and they didn't want to. But also, I shouldn't have embarrassed my mother like that. It was really awful, and it was definitely the first time me meeting this boyfriend. But I was pissed, and I was just like, oh, this is an opportunity for me to get the upper hand.
I love this. Who said this? Oh, Cat's Kitten Me said, I saw porn for the first time by walking into my parents' room in the middle of the night scared. There was this weird beach porn on the RV, and they were doing it in their bathroom. Now, I have this weird fascination. It's not weird, but I have this a fascination with porn, especially for like 70s or 80s. For some reason, there's something so mysterious about it, you know, and something so kind of, it's obviously naughty, but just like randomly walking into porn for some reason, it, to me, is always the most exciting thing. I'm like, oh, look at that. It's cool. Like you go to a bar in Williamsburg and they have it on, you're like, or I went and hung out with my friend John in Hell's Kitchen, and obviously, like, a lot of the screens had a lot of the gay softcore, very attractive, very well put together men in all kinds of various stages of undress. And for me, for some reason, I don't know what it is, and it's not even like I'm like doing anything inappropriate, like touching myself, but I'm just the whole time just like, I can't stop staring at it. It is so interesting to me. I don't know what's gonna happen next. And there's gonna be an extra person. So I get it. I don't know.
They just keep introducing more characters. It's like, where are these people coming from?
I just want to know how this will unfold. I always sometimes, you know, if you're finished or whatever, I will still fast forward to see how it ended.
Hopefully well.
Yeah. So I could write that fandom, whatever. I can put up a Tumblr. I can tell you the lore of all these films. I don't know why. Just for me, it's very entertaining. Thank you, Moon Bastard, because that's biology. We must look at naked. It's built in. That's true. I can't help it. Yeah.
I mean, it's the same when like I know that I feel that like I don't know if it's like a society thing of like the shame when you're caught looking at someone's breasts when they're out. When at the same time, like I look at people, like if your breasts are out, not that it's like you're asking for them to be looked at, but my eyes go naturally to that, like regardless of how I feel, like my eyes go immediately right to them, and then you look up, but I can't not, and then I try to not get caught, and then I'm just like, and if I do, I'm like, I'm sorry, they're beautiful. And I try to just do one of those, like, I have to, I mean, I do love tits. You know, I love my tits and I love looking at tits. But, like, it's also just like, I want you to look at them. For me, I want you to look at them.
You can still look at someone's body and not objectify them.
Yeah.
You know? Is that a thing to do? Like, can we do that?
I think so. I mean, as long as the person isn't like holding a sign that says "Please don't look at me" or like is uncomfortable,
or like leering uncomfortably.
Yeah.
I like the name.
Yeah, I think staring at anyone, regardless of their dress, is probably bad. But you know, a look, a glance.
Yeah,
I think probably fine. I think it's about the vibe that you bring out. I think most of all, right?
Something that is usually covered up. Like short skirts, crop tops, things that are like when you're usually covering up a body part and then you're showing the body part. I think that's why people go, oh, well, let me see what that body part is about, because, maybe we forgot what boobs look like.
It's been so long.
MJ, when they started breastfeeding, when it was just so funny because Holden would be in the room when they would breastfeed while we were doing the show, and Holden, and like they were just like, Holden, it's okay, and I'm like, I think you look great, and they were just like, yeah, this is just, I gotta do it. This is just how it gotta be, and if I don't do it, the kid's gonna scream while we're trying to record, so I have to do this.
I think it should be normalized. Yeah, I mean, it's even bad enough that we all have that stigma that we have to tell ourselves as soon as we see that in our brain, be like, remember, this is normal. And like I do
look up here where like that's weird too.
Yeah.
Just do a glance. Just be like, oh, baby's latching on. All right, back to the conversation, because that's all what it is.
Milk it. That's what I used to sing to her. I like to milk it. I like to milk it.
All right, I'm coming back. I'll be right back, guys.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna refill myself.
Thank you, Cannibalistic Wolf. Spoiler alert: Jackie likes tits, and I do.
I do
like
too.
Them.
I like butts.
I like butts. I like everything.
I'm very curious about the human body. I think I don't know. It's just very.
It's pee-pee time. Anybody gotta go pee-pee?
Yes.
Go pee-pee.
She is right on the money. And Kat's Kitten Me says best go around is to just get out there and flash your titties to your friends with consent and appropriate timing. Man, I think I might have suppressed this a little bit, but I think I was kind of a habitual flasher. I was a habitual mooner for sure as a kid. Like, we had to have an intervention with me because I mooned so many people at very inappropriate times. But then it became about flashing. I wonder why. I think maybe my mother's inappropriateness probably contributed to that on some level.
You know what? It definitely could be. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that, you know what? It just is what it is. You chose to do it, and that's just how it goes.
Hot Girl says I was a band kid. Pretty sure a lot of people saw more of me than I would have liked. And we have a donation from... This is perfect. From Hot Girl. $10. Oh, I was going to wait till Carolina gets back. But they just, and I'll tell her when she gets back. But Hot Girl just says, no question, just lots of love for y'all in this amazing community.
Thank you, Hot Girl. I appreciate that.
We love you. And thank you for joining us. I'm so happy we're back to a gloss. It's been such a minute. So yeah, welcome,
I know, everyone. And I miss it. I miss our genuine a time together. I miss being real with you guys, and I shove it in there every once in a while on a Japanese or a page 7. But I miss being real.
Yeah, I agree, and being able to talk about whatever with no judgment and telling you guys all the not weird, but sometimes strange fascinations that I have. So there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all. As long as don't be a creep. That's it. Just don't be a creep. And this is one rule. And
to catch you up, Hot Girl donated $10 just for love.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's very, very sweet of you. Oh, everyone's so great.
I know.
And
I know.
I need to get a beverage, so I will be right back. My blood sugar is going bam, so I will
you get
right back, my love.
Yeah, take your time.
You gotta juice that baby, right, Carolina?
Yes, I'm all about it now.
Like Carolina's juices.
The funny thing is, I don't really care for juice. Which is actually even better, because then I could be one of those people, like I could be CEO of Carolina's Juices or something in like a nice fancy building, and I'm just like, to get like investors in, I'm just gonna be like, listen, I didn't care for juices until today, or something like that.
That's what changed you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what did it. I mean, I always was pretty upfront. I worked at a pie shop for 8 years. I don't really give a fuck about pie, which is great for me.
Yeah.
I will say, as an overweight person working in a bakery, really did. My problem is that like I would eat like 2 chicken pot pies and like all the quiches and shit. But I would straight up, like, if there was a pie I liked, I would tell someone like, I'm not a pie person. I know I look like a pie person, but I'm not a pie person. And this pie is the one you fucking want. And even if it was a lie, I would try to be open because I always would try them. I'm just not a hot fruit person. But I'm not a hot, like, I don't like hot drinks either. I don't like hot drinks and I don't like hot fruit. I know, it's not crazy. I'm different. I'm not like the other girls.
And that's fine. As vice president of Carolina's Juices, I need a lot of representation and a lot of diversity. So that's what we need. We need a lot of people with their very, very specific wants and needs and preferences. If anything, that is what our generation is all about. And I like it because that's what we do. We just go on. Like, I think I tweeted on, because I never really go on Twitter so often, but once in a while I will, just because I want to. Like, I was having Chinese food dinner and I just tweeted like, Mushu chicken should come with more than 2 pancakes. And I just pressed send. And then I put my phone away for like a week. And then I went back and I looked and like there were a couple of people like, yeah, Carolina, I agree with you. Why do they only give you 2? They give you all this all that mushu and then just little two pancakes. So, if anything, it's commiserating and it's relating to the everyday little inconveniences of life. And that's how I see Twitter now. It's no longer a news source, that's for fucking sure. So
yeah, that's very true.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm gonna do now.
So I was
talk about little things.
I like it.
You got a straw. That's our new.
I was inspired by your straw. I don't have any swirly ones, but it is bendy. So, and this is pineapple juice from Trader Joe's. Their pineapple juice is the best. And then also one of those Fever Tree grapefruit sodas. Those are so good too. So it's like my 2 favorite drinks mixed together. It's like pineapple and grapefruit and soda.
I will funnel all the Trader Joe's stuff and just put a Carolina's Juices mark on it, like all the stickers all over it on top of it, and just sell it for double the price.
No one here heard that. Nobody heard her say it. Her juices. We're all in this together now, all right?
Yes. This is a huge con. Just so you know, it's a huge con. I'm gonna try to cheat the people. Trust me, it won't get any further than after my second bong hit. I'll see something shiny, and then that's the end of my business venture. I promise you guys. But it's all about just having fun until you get there. So that's all that matters.
That's so funny.
Bongalina's doing pretty well, just so you know.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. We were worried about her.
That's my bong. I'll bring her out next time. She's about yay high. Not getting any bigger, but still just doing a good job. And I just really bought it out of just some sort of like, it's like my version of a motorcycle. It's like, oh yeah, I used to see these things in college. Why don't I just own one? And
you
that
should
is
start
really
like,
the
you
whole
know what
point.
you need a bong helmet that every time you come out with the bong, you put your hair up in it and then you take off the helmet and then Marcus is just gonna fucking bend you and be like, yeah! And then you're gonna hit it while he's ramming you. That sounds fucking great.
And I'm ringing a bell at the same time.
She's a man,
It's really
baby.
great. I'm down for that. Thank you so much, Curly Shoe, for saying Carolina inspired me to break out my bong after years of not using it. It's like, well, let's bring it back. Bring back the bong and bring it back. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if it ever left, but I'm bringing it back. That's my thing now. I'm so excited for it.
Hold the phone. K-swaps. I got dumped 2 days before a wedding yesterday.
Whoa.
Most of my friends were coupled up at the reception. So the waiter started hitting on me and got my number since I was one of the few single fucks there anyway. After some conversation and I sucked down a few more drinks from the open bar, it hit me to ask his age. He was 16! Fuck, man! So I asked him how old he thought I was. He thought I was the same age. Age is but a number, but then again, jail is but a room. I don't want it. Can I just?
How
I'm
old
giving
are
you. You get a standing ovation from me. Great.
Yes, I'm
Great
gonna slightly
story.
lift my butt. Yeah, there we
Great
go.
story. Wow.
If I can ask how old
Wow.
you are, that would be great. Just to see if you're like, I'm 47. I'm gonna be like, wow.
Yeah.
Even
Like
a
you-
bigger standing ovation.
I'm gonna be 24 in August. Okay, great. So
All right, but that's still pretty much older than
Oh
what.
my
Good
God!
for you.
Please, Pippa, no. If you cross stitch that, I will buy it. I'll send you money right now.
Yeah.
I want that. I love
age is
that.
but a number, but then again, jail is but a room.
But jail is but a room. I think it's so fucking funny. That's I J Swabs, can I write that? I need to write it down.
That's
I just wanna- I
amazing.
need to start saying.
Screenshot it. Definitely do that.
Amazing.
I remember
wow.
one.
At least you have the confidence boost of looking 16. But
Yeah, I mean that is a little young, but yeah, but at least they thought you were very young. I think something like that similar happened to me when I was 29. So this was like not that long. Like I met Marcus not that long after that, like maybe like 2 years after that. But when I was 29, I definitely went on one date with a guy who was 20. And my friends didn't let me forget that until I met Marcus. So just so you know, it might be a running joke for a couple of years, but it's all in good fun. Because 20, I know 20 is not, but it's still underage for like a bar. So it was very uncomfortable. And I just, yeah. Oh, man. Anyway, yeah, and then that's never going to happen again.
I remember I was banging. I didn't know that he was 20 because I had met him in a bar, and I was banging him, and then his birthday was coming up, and it was like a week after we'd banged like the second time, and I was like, "Oh, how old are you turning?" And he's like, 21. I was like, "Ah, I should have asked. We were in a bar. I should have asked. I just like assume." I did almost throw up though, but you know, at least he was 20. Like at least it wasn't like, oh,
yeah, where you're just like, that's it. I ruined my career and your life.
My life is over.
You child.
So good.
Yes. But yes, no, it's important to apparently card people because you never know. It's so deceptive. I guess.
So deceptive.
Metal Flax says, yeah, well, I had an old client, like late 60s, hit on me this week, and he told me he thought I was in my late 30s. I'm 51. Nice, but founding member.
So she followed up. Did you see? But he was a founding member of Judas Priest.
Good for you.
Man, guys, this is
The
great.
stories.
This is
Yeah.
great chat tonight, guys.
Yeah. We have another donation. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, Mama Sausage Maker says, I was 24 and I banged an 18-year-old. Afterwards, he asked me, how does it feel to have sex with a teenager?
Oh.
Never again. Sorry, it's too funny. That's
Oh my
God.
God.
Cojones on them.
I would shower for hours. Kind of.
I'd shower forever. I would shower. Like
Forever.
I would.
I'd still
try
be
and shower
showering in my
forever.
30s. Yeah. What else are you gonna do? You're gonna be like, shit. That's awful. That's well, you know, if anything, 18 at least, at the very least. But still, even then, because I even remember watching one of the Spider-Man movies that came out like, you know, just a few years ago, and I remember asking like, Tom Holland, how old is he? Oh, he's like 22. I'm like, oh, good, because I felt like such a pervert because watching and leering at him while watching the whole film. But he plays a high school student, so it's very uncomfortable at the same time. But then you're like, well, he's 22, so that's okay.
I start feeling tingling in my pussy. I immediately look up the person to see how old they are. I'm just like,
yeah,
I
exactly.
Like,
Do I have to
stop it now?
douse the flames or
No,
keep
I'm not
fanning
doing
them?
this. Thank Christ, I've got daddy issues, so usually it's not too big of an issue. But like, still.
Man, I was a senior in college and I hooked up with a freshman, and I felt weird about it. But she was also like really cool. And so I was just like, you don't really seem your age, you know, because I was assuming that she was.
But you're both in college, so at
Yeah.
least that is like
But
Yeah.
she's just like, Actually, I skipped a grade and I'm only 17, and I was like,
No, go, just leave.
I think this is illegal. I don't think this is okay.
It's best to walk away. It's best to walk away.
And I did. I'm just like, I'm 22. You're too young, you know?
That's why I tell Georgie she's only 5. You know, she has the rest of her life ahead of her. Really, she doesn't need to get all wrapped up in that kind of stuff. I mean, she's also a spade, so that helps.
That helps.
And she's a dog, so there's that
Lexi
too.
the predator. Am I a predator, Can Tamales? I don't know. It feels.
Even Moonmaster says, I'm 32 and my girlfriend is 23. I don't care. It also does completely depend on the person. Like, 23 is not young. Like, there's like, it all depends completely on the person, what they've been through. Like, in fact, someone asked me earlier that they were like, we were talking about going on a date with someone like younger than them. I think it was you, Lisa Rose, wasn't it? Where it's like, but it depends on what they've been through. Like, it depends. Like, obviously, as long as they're over, you know, legal fucking age. But like, if they're 23 and they also like had to raise all their brothers and sisters, like, you know, there's different levels of
you could meet in the middle
as long as
you know?
they're like legal. That's where.
Yeah, and Moonbazzer said she owns her own home and works a management job. Like this is the thing. Like, it depends. Like, age is but a number and jail is but a room. And K-Swabs did say that the fetus that they were talking to also said, and dancing isn't illegal though. And that is very but also I say no, and he was like, oh, I really wish I could age up real fast. And I went off and said, this is not an anime. You cannot time skip your ass into my drawers. I love this interaction. I think it's great.
Oh yeah.
That's hilarious.
I really appreciate it, especially at a wedding when really it is. It's just like, I like, even with like planning the wedding where I'm like, all right, well, we've got these single people. I'm like, who's single that you have on your side? Bring them out. Get them out. I want people fucking and making mistakes at our wedding. It's not going to be a big wedding. It's not going to be a big crazy thing, but some people have to make mistakes at our wedding.
Yeah. No, I remember one of my bridesmaids went home with someone, and that was a fun topic of conversation for a good week. I remember my best friend's wedding. This was like many years ago. I was the bridesmaid. It's kind of like that thing of 4 weddings and a funeral, and you're like, well, you know, it's time to make mistakes. If you're a single person, it's time to make a mistake. It's a wedding. I mean, there's lots of emotions running high, lots of high calorie foods, lots of booze. You're gonna be doing a lot of things on impulse, and as long as you're safe and everyone has ID on them, I say, why not? And then you'll have a story to tell, you know, like the story I'll tell now, like my best friend's wedding. It's funny enough. I remember I was the maid of honor, and they're just like, there's so many people, you know, there are people coming in and out and all that kind of stuff. And I remember seeing 2 bridesmaids, because there was like 12 of us. And I remember seeing 2 bridesmaids like hooking up with 2 of the groomsmen as well. But like by the end of the weekend, everyone kind of like shook hands. It's like, all right, see you at the next wedding, maybe never, or whatever the case is. It was one of those weird, strange things where kind of everyone was just kind of having fun with it, and do what you do. Just do what you do. Talk about it later. I mean,
especially with all of us getting married older, where it really is the kind of thing where it's like, we all know how to have one night stands at this point. And, you know, it is like, all right, cool. That was fine. I guess I'll see you later. And then it's fine.
And then the other guy's like, yeah, cool. It was a good there's never any real drama other than just like really fun talking with like, what were you thinking? I don't know. That kind of stuff. And then it kind of, you know, just washes over everyone and we all forget about it again until we can remember to tell a bunch of people on a stream about it.
It's so much better to talk about mistakes as an adult, because if you talk about your mistake as you know, the age that you made the mistake, or, you know, 25 or younger, you're gonna get judged from somebody who hasn't lived as much as you and will ultimately not be able to sympathize. Now, at least we're all older. We have lots of mistakes under our belts and we can all sympathize with one another. Thank God, because now I don't have to keep my poor choices to myself. So I just end up falling in love with them and marrying them. No, but it's true. It's true. Because I like that first interaction, I was like, what am I doing? Why did I sleep with him? And then and now,
but he doesn't have masking tape all over his arms. You did one better.
Now I'm having his child.
Yeah.
So you know what? Sometimes it works out. Craigslist cutie for you. Donated $10. Thank you so much, my love.
Thank you.
They said in the
great.
theme of porn talk. I like this question. What is your favorite spicy book? I just finished A Court of Thorn and Roses series, and I'm still thirsty for some juice. What is A Court of Thorn and Roses series? 1 and 2. What about some spicy books?
So when Carolina's Juices opens up for all your juice needs, there's gonna be a velvet rope in the back. And it's going to be full of romance novels and videos for your selection. I do believe that maybe we should go back there now that things are opening up. And as far as books go, I'm not very well versed in sexy or steamy books. If you guys can, I don't know, point some in my direction, that'd be really fun. It's been a long time. We're kind of in the age of video. Video killed the porn star. I don't know.
Yeah.
Pippa just included one in the chat in case you guys wanted to open it, but please continue.
Okay, perfect. But yes, so trying to find erotic adventures. Okay. Now there's a lot of things to click on now, but why not? I think that'd be kind of fun, actually. Just doing something different. And thank you, Lisa Rose. Take my money. I will take your money if it's a real thing. I'm not taking anyone's money unless it really is gonna happen. Which so far, as I said, follow through is very, very low. But you never know. We could talk about this for months. What we want? What kind of erotic tales? I mean, like, Lexi, have you been reading anything of late to keep things everything going? Maybe it'll get you into labor eventually.
No.
Yeah, you have to have labor sex. Isn't that a thing?
Yeah. Once you get close enough, then you're supposed to have sex to induce labor. But no, I don't know of any sexy books, and I would love to know of some, because that would be fun. Like I want some spice. Right now, I just need something to counteract the lightning crotch that I was experiencing this week.
Well, I'm saying, like, that is, I mean, okay, so if you want to watch any films, and there, some of them are even on YouTube. I don't know why I said it like that. Like,
YouTube.
Some sort of journalist trying to explain to you, like, if you go to this place called YouTube, there's Russ Meyer used to make a lot of very sexy movies. He's the guy who was behind Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, and he did a lot. I mean, because it was just his kind of preference, the kind of movies he liked, and it's sort of like a Roger Corman for sexy movies, and a lot of B movies, really fun movies, and Faster Pussycat Kill, like, also doing a lot of like cool chicks with cool cars kind of movies. And I would say watch some of those and those kind of movies. Some of them might be a little bit on the strange side, but you go with it. You're like, okay, this guy's giving it up the ass to a guy who's dressed like Hitler. Interesting. I'm going to continue with this film. And there's a lot of free love. It's very 70s. And so there's a lot of like lightning crotches as well. And I find them fun. So I don't know. I am the Roger Ebert, which is funny enough. Roger Ebert of sexy movies actually co-wrote the screenplay for Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. Oh. So I would love to do that. I would love to like give a good synopsis like of fun old school movies in that vein, like the one about these two cowboys. They get killed in a shootout in the Old West, and they come back to life in a brothel, where, like, in an old Western brothel, but now it's in the modern times being in the late 70s, and it's now a sorority house, and their job, or they're not cowboys, they are sex workers, and their job with the cowboys are to have all the women consensually give up their virginities. And so there is a lot of layers to it, let's just say, and it culminates in an orgy scene, and everyone got paid and everyone looks happy. So that is also part of Carolina's Juices.
Very nice.
Synergy, synergy.
You gotta have synergy.
Yeah.
I mean, Lex and I have both watched Generation Hustle, and we know a lot about synergy when it comes to scamming people.
Yes.
If we are going to be taking Trader Joe's juices and making them Carolina's
because it's also a porn store.
It's also a porn store,
yeah.
which also that does. I mean, I think that helps differentiate. It's not you come for the juices, stay for the juicing, and that's your tagline.
I'm seriously one of the blues in Arrested Development at this point.
That's amazing.
Yes. If only I was an heir to something ridiculous, that would be my life. Yes. Thank you.
So what about novels? Somebody said Story of Oats, Sleeping Beauty. I wrote it down. Is that the Anne Rice Sleeping Beauty? Pippin, no?
Anne Rice, isn't she famous for her vampire?
Vampires.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
really feel that most vampire books are definitely sexy.
Yeah.
Yes.
My problem is that, like, I mean, I started Twilight not knowing anything about it, thinking it was going to be sexy. Not. I hear the True Blood books are sexy.
Yeah.
And I do want to read them, the Sookie Stackhouse series.
Yes.
I do want to read those. But I actually don't really read a lot of sexy. My problem is that, like, I like thirsty, like, I mean, I know that I've talked about this before, but like the Thornbird's Thirsty Problematic series I'm into, but it's like it's weird. I probably shouldn't ever talk about it ever again.
Okay.
But it's because of the miniseries that I'm weirdly obsessed with it. And I'm definitely the Thornbirds.
Like from
like
the
the
70s?
cartoon?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Cartoon?
No, it's not a cartoon. It's not a cartoon.
Oh, okay.
The one from the 70s.
It's a sweeping romance between generations
With
of
the
a
priest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Thornberries is the animation. Thornbirds is the novel turned into a mini series.
I'm having a Bernstein family thing going on. Okay.
No,
Okay.
it's very different. But that was definitely like, I feel like that's one of those things that I read when I was like 13 that I was like, this is lust. It's like, no, now as an adult, I'm like, well, it's more of like a priest being in, but like in natural love with this like girl that grows up, and then they have like, even though he's like working in the Vatican, have this like torrid love affair, and like, so it's really like, I hate priests, but this it's in Australia, there's a flood, there's all this bullshit, there's a lot, it's sweeping.
It's very biblical apparently, so
it's very it's yeah, I mean, honestly, weirdly enough, as much as that, like, I do ally myself with a lot of satanic beliefs, between East of Eden and the Thornbirds, those are two of my favorite books, and both of those are very biblically based. So who knows? I'm not like the other girls. Sparkling wine.
I'm just thinking of the hot priest from Fleabag now, says Uranium. Yes, hot priest. Oh.
If he could make tape, I want to watch every tape. And both of you have seen Fleabag, right?
Yes. Yes.
Love Fleabag. Love Fleabag, of course. So.
I know that is my Patreon. I have thread that I started saying, like, next I'm doing Thornbirds. And I say this to no one because there's no one to stop me, but I can't do Thornbirds. I can't.
Oh,
I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless there's popular demand. So who knows?
No one wants to hear me read the Thornbirds.
I need some entertainment on the during the cafe hours of my place. So who knows? Who knows?
Moon
You're gonna make it a whole thing.
Moon Bastard said Henry Miller. On the other side of that, Anais Nin wrote some erotica back in the day, and I think I read it. Yeah. I think it's called Little Birds. But anyway, look up Anais Nin erotica Craigslist cutie for you. Do that. There you go.
I'm down for that. I'm totally down to check that out to see what other spicy things are out there. Because who knows?
Yeah.
But also, if you ever read anything that you're like, oh, this is really spicy, that's not Outlander, because my mom is obsessed with Outlander. And I know that speaking, it's Linda's juices. It's not Carolina's juices. And I just can't. In the same way that, like, I wish that she could have a sex life, but there's still part of me that's like, I can't read the same smut, though. Like, in the same way that, like, I know that it's not the same, because I know that it's really good literature, but if, like, my mom sent me, like, a porn video that was like, man, you're gonna love this, I feel like I'd be like, I'm okay. I got enough. Bookmarked. I'm fine. I got enough.
Oh, my God.
We could just write our own book then. If anything. Well, Moonbasser just said, I fucked in the bathroom of a Buenos Aires hospital one time. I'm sorry. I maybe I must have missed something, context in the chat, but I gotta keep checking this out some more. Okay, good. Because you never know. Sometimes these things happen. And if there's no more penthouse letters, then what are you gonna do? But
did
add to your
anybody
story.
write like dirty stories as a young teenager, or was that just me?
No,
okay.
yeah, of course.
I read a lot of slash fiction. I read a lot of it.
I definitely was like, ooh, I want to write something, because that's when I got like really into reading too. You know, I'm just like, I want to write something really, really dirty. And it was just like, you know, it wasn't like fan fiction. It was just like regular characters and, you know, whatever. But I look back on that and I go, I don't know if that was healthy or not, but evidently it's okay.
You're just writing it, just being like, this is fun. You're like almost like an Angela Lansbury trying to make sure it's correct.
Yeah.
While you're doing
sharing it with a friend. I had a friend that I would leave off on a certain, and she would like come in and, you know, I guess fill in where I guess I left some stuff out, and her sister would also proofread for grammar, and also to make sure we're hitting all the sexy points that there were.
Hell yeah.
Wow,
You know?
This is getting already a little competitive.
It was a situation. It was like we had a whole system going.
And you're like, I have a deadline. My editor's writing my ass now. This is supposed to be fine. I'm only a teenager.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah, it's probably healthy. Sure.
Yeah,
Gotta have
no.
a proofreader. Yeah, thank you.
You're learning skills, real technical skills that you need in the world.
Sure.
And I did a little bit of that as well, just because I used to write a lot anyways. I still do to sometimes, but I mean I don't write any erotic literature right now. It's not part of my repertoire at the moment.
What would you write it about if you did?
Yeah. Oh, what would it be? Oh, it would definitely be a fun made up thing for sure. Because I can't do anything about like my days of lust back in, you know, my single years, because it'll just be like kind of sad, where not sad because
it sounds forlorn, but it's not.
It would be not as cinematic, I guess you could say, or it would be very anticlimactic with the whole like, so do you need a ride, you know, and it's like, you know, talking about cab fare. It wouldn't really bring, you know, because real life is not the same. So I would probably want to make up some fun elements of life to it. Definitely. Yeah. We can be in Argentina, that kind of thing. He could be the son of a despot, some sort of, you know, like a crazy charismatic leader, and his son is trying to overthrow his own government, but yet he falls in love with a nice peasant girl who happened to be at the bar. Ooh. You know, the exact. Yes, it's getting sexy now. Ooh. Who's just ordering a quesadilla before she goes on for her stream, and
I
she's
like
really
Oh,
keeping to herself. But then decides, why not take a chance with this one guy? But she's, I don't really know anything about him, and he's always and the guy is all impressed because I'm not trying to act so cool because it's a case of mistaken identity, sort of like an Aladdin thing. And then later I find out oh, you're actually Prince Ali kind of thing. And I'm not a prize to be won. And then
so you end it?
Yes, I'm not. Yes, in the end, I end it because I need sequels.
Good
and yes,
I need sequels. It cannot be a happy ending. I've got more smut to write. May I read K-Swab's erotic poem?
Please do.
That'd be great.
Seems like K-Swab. Correct me if I'm wrong. That you wrote this as a teenager. I thought this was trash, so I will gladly take the 7 out of 10. Someone said 7 out of 10. All right, I'll read it aloud because I wasn't able to read it. I just copy and pasted it. My whole being has been shaken. My body quakes with every touch. I shiver in anticipation of every bite. Flung into the perfect storm of torrid eroticism as your teeth sink in and nails dig into my supple flesh. My insides melt as we stare into each other's eyes. Your smile, oh, your fucking smile. Maniacal yet playful, as you gingerly wrap your fingers around my slim neck. I want you to use me. Surrender is of my own free will. I want you to use me and break me till I scream your name. I want all of you. I'll curse through the pain. Yes, it hurts. Nonetheless, I can't help but to crave more. The throbbing, the pulsing, the force behind every thrust, the groans, the moans, the words that leave your lips. Stoke the fire, fan the flames of lust, engulf me with your passionate inferno, and make me lose myself in you.
I love it. You're a new Blanche Devereaux. Good job.
Yay, that was so good. Sexy librarian.
That was hot. That was very hot. Yes. Wow.
K-Swab says, I'm fucking dead.
Bobs is the MVP of the stream.
That's right.
It is a number. Jail's just a room. You know what? It's great. That was amazing. Again, anytime you guys want, if you write me /fiction, any kind of smut, I will record it and I will put it up on the Patreon.
Bustin'.
It is a guarantee. I love it. We have Morag, who's part of our book club over on the Patreon, wrote a /fic of Twilight that I recorded and put up, and it was great. It's great to work a muscle that Morag was telling me that I think that they just were oh, I just want to try something out, and it's fun. It's fun to write something like this of all right, okay. I've tried to do it myself. It's very difficult because you guys have read my Instagram captions. That's how I write. I need
that's how you think.
I need someone to write it out, have a ghostwriter, and then I jackify it, and that's really what I need.
Yeah.
No, that's good thinking. Actually, that's very good thinking.
Yeah.
I think everyone needs an editor, unless it just comes out of you like that. Like the way that came out, but for me, I definitely would need an editor because I'll definitely be I don't know how many times should I write loins? I don't know what the rules are,
right?
But I want to sprinkle in a couple. I need to have throbbing in there. There's a lot of words that are very important to be a part of it to keep the momentum going. I guess the pacing of the sexiness. Oh man,
that's why I love that it was a poem too, because then it is just.
In their quivering member. How many times is it okay to say quivering member? Yes, exactly. I
don't know the rules. And gotta learn the rules to break the rules.
Yeah. Mary O'Brien 91 wants to know which Patreon this would be. I went to look it up. Is this for page 7? Man,
it's
baby.
the Page 7 Patreon, and I do encourage. I mean, this is in our twilight. Come join. We're going to be starting the 4th book next week. I have to take a week off because I got to go do like a real audiobook. But next
Work.
week, yeah, work. But and that's very scary. But Twilight is like my passion at this point. And we've got the last book, and then I'm going to do the one from Edward's point of view, and then I'm going to do the gender bent one. So we've got 3 more Twilight books coming up.
Wow.
Twilight Forever. Twilight Forever! I think that Jeff will die if I keep talking about Twilight. I think I might.
I just want to say that I love that Silly Chairs went to the store for something and ended up not with those things, but also with bendy silly straws, right? Silly straws. Yeah. So I think that's excellent. We love you, Silly Chairs, so much.
Oh yeah, and they're very reusable. That's why they're a lifetime supply.
I think it's great. I always think my mom, I don't know if I've told you guys this before, but I did use straws a lot in high school. And then my friend, did I tell you guys this story that like my mom would always have them because I had straws in every drink, which kills the turtles. And I know that it's bad, but at the time we weren't thinking about these things. And so I used straws in all my drinks, but then all of my friends and I got into like heavy drug use. So we would use the straws for snorting. And so we were blowing through all the straws, but then every time everyone came over, because mom was like, you're going through the straws so fast. So everyone had to have a straw in every drink they had. I'm like, everyone loves straws. Put a straw in the drink. Put a straw. So that my mom would keep thinking that we were using the straws to drink drinks and not
Baby Terrace.
which is what we were.
Gotcha.
I like that there was a whole plan to it. There was a whole thing. You even used probably a straw to show like your PowerPoint on like why we need to do this.
Straws everywhere, all times. We went through 100 straws in like a month. My mom was like, "What are you doing with them?" Like, I have sensitive teeth.
Cut up your straw if it is a disposable one, because this is disposable, and so I like to cut them before I throw them away so they can't get lodged in a turtle nose.
Oh yeah, no, it's a good thing to do. It only takes a minute anyways, and it feels cool.
Yeah, and then but like cutting a straw, like they go everywhere.
Oh, she's
Man, baby, bats and dewdrops. Thank you so much for the sub. So then you have to like go and pick up all the straw pieces from everywhere in the kitchen, wherever they kind of flew to. So make sure that you do it over a garbage can. Anyway, all right, that was my PSA. I'm done.
I love it. No, it's great. I mean,
It's important to have one. It's important to have one. I get it.
Gotta have a
Absolutely.
PSA.
Mm-hmm.
I still cut my plastic rings from 6-packs too, uranium. Yeah. Like you just, do scissors. You just use scissors. Go boop, 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 boop.
because of the ducks and the turtles.
Yeah.
Yep, we're a recycling home over here too. We wash out everything and just lay everything out. And like, listen, I put everything in the right order. I don't know are you just gonna throw it in the thing? Okay, well, yeah, I set it all up nice and everything for you. I don't know. It just takes a minute. It's the best thing you could do.
Yeah.
Maybe you make their jobs easier. Hopefully, I don't know. It just feels good to do it. So,
I will say recycling in California is much easier than recycling in New York. They just put it all together. And then I think somebody else goes through it.
They pay a lot of money, like the big buildings do. They do the same thing in the studio. They pay for someone to go through it. But with ours, we have with just a house, we have like the regular compost. And,
okay.
But like in Florida, you have to pay to recycle every month. So like, it's the kind of, it's like Henry and I still give we pay for our parents to recycle because my mom's like, we don't have the money. We're not going to recycle. We're like, please recycle.
Yeah.
Just please. I know for Florida too. And someone said like, I'm from Florida. Like it's killing all this shit. It's like, why do you have to pay to recycle? That's insane.
Yeah, I agree. It should be the other way around at the very least.
All right.
In New York, it's like you get fined if you don't recycle properly. So that's how it should be everywhere.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with you. So yeah, Moonbastard said, I moved from Oregon. Do you know, in Oregon you can't recycle most plastic, and you have to hold on to it for special plastic roundups that only take certain kind of plastic. So yeah, it's a state by state situation, which is crazy. Like CAD have said, I've just moved and the recycling regime's different here to my previous place, got the boxes wrong the first week and got a very threatening letter from the consul about it. Gave me the big sad.
Oh, sorry.
Happened to me the first week we moved somewhere in Brooklyn too, where we got like $100 fine because our bag was in sitting one place when it was supposed to be like 4 feet away or something. It was a bunch of bullshit. But sometimes it's like, is it worth really fighting and arguing? It's like, all right, I've learned now not to do it again. Like we know this. Okay, we're very, very sorry. We just paid for it. Just move on. And goddamn, you try to take another cent from us.
Whoa.
Because you gotta, sometimes it's hard to learn the rules. Like no one's gonna tell you.
No, and says we don't get new plants planted if we don't recycle where I live. Honestly, and the same thing. I remember I used to work when I was a house manager and nanny for this German woman. She would always scream about how with also trash builds up because in Germany, I don't know if it's all of Germany, but that their trash is weighed and they have to pay per how much your trash is every week or every month, like it's all accumulated. So at the grocery stores, all the packaging can be taken off and left at the grocery stores and they can reuse them. But if you bring them home, you have to pay by pound or by, not obviously pounds metric system, but and it does make you not use as much trash.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's really smart. We need to figure this out. We need to figure out.
And of course, Magic says, I live in Sweden, by the way. It makes fucking sense.
Oh.
Here, it's certainly not in America that they would do something like that. Fucking wish.
That is so true. And yes, Silly Chairs, it is totally true that a lot of recycling doesn't actually get recycled if you don't do it properly. In New York, I worked in the Woolworth building, which is a very big, old, famous building downtown. And
she's
Man Baby, thank you so much, Faux Magic, for the sub.
Sorry, there's Swedish connection, and I like it.
And the Woolworth building, while they would say, okay, this is like your, you have to recycle, and these are your bins for recycling, all got thrown away. It all actually got thrown away for a 30-something floor building. Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. Really, really upsetting. So when the people that were kind of in charge, I was a culture something. I don't know what I did, but I did end up having to take the trash out of the kitchen quite a lot. So when we found that out, we were like, well, this is stupid. So just kind of turns your soul a slightly darker color. Yeah.
No. And then that's here at Glos where you get all your sex and recycling needs met.
Yes,
because
we talk about
because really, it is important. We have to hit on all the topics, and also yes, where do we get sexy books? How do we recycle in our town? Like these are all things. Like I wish that someone could. There could have been a class I could have taken the minute I went to college or something. Been like, hey, these are things you need to know in life because you're gonna be very ill-equipped if you don't. But yes,
we're going for well-rounded. Exactly.
Yes, and thank you, Rose Stream is just so practical.
Yeah.
How do we recycle our sexy books? So after you've read them, you just put them underneath you as you masturbate to try and soak up any of the juices that start flowing after you've left Carolina's juices / get to juicing. Then look at
come
that.
again. Please come again.
Thank you. Come again.
It will be more like y'all come back now, actually. But we're going to be selling that bumper sticker immediately. I have many business ideas. I have no business acumen whatsoever other than being like, oh, what's your business proposal? And I'm just like, I don't know. It's going to be a book shaped into something with a female anatomy. Of course.
Although, also, I'm sorry, Hawk Girl said Gloss Book Exchange. I love that.
I like that idea.
Yes.
I'm down for that.
I think
Yes.
that's a great fucking idea. And also, Case Hobbs has a bunch of sexy haikus. Please send them over.
Yes.
I would love to read them. I am just
Yes.
Man, I miss you guys. I'm
Yeah.
a light with feelings, and I feel great.
Mary O'Brien, this is a regular stream. We typically go every other Sunday, but it varies because sometimes holidays happen on a Sunday, and sometimes things happen. So we pretty much regularly do twice a month. Join our Glos Coven on Facebook. That's usually where we post our schedule, and we figured out our schedule for tentatively for the rest of the summer. So
we will be here next week.
Yes.
We should plug that right now, actually. Good timing.
Very
We're
good.
going to be
very
doing
good.
some art because we're artistes as well. And we'll be doing some art. And it's going to be great with Miss B, who's awesome. And it kind of the whole, like, if you can teach me how to do art, you can really teach anybody. And I love it. I love it. It's accessible. It's made easy. It's explained. It's wonderful. Fucking wonderful. So I'm excited for that. And to have there's already a spot picked out on our living room wall. So
I need this
I'm
for
down.
the dining room. So, and I was just like, and it matches the dining room. So that's perfect.
It does match your dining
Yeah.
room.
So that's what we're gonna do. So next week we are going to, instead of we're always gonna be chatting no matter what, but we will also be learning how to paint as we go along, and that's also for everyone, for anyone who's also watching as well can paint along. Very Bob Ross, and just really really fun, and just do whatever
Lex,
you want.
do you
The
happen to
rules
have
are there
the
no
info
rules.
I
graph
do.
so that people can see what we need, or that we can
Let's
put up
see.
in the chat.
I
Just so
will.
everyone can see what we need. I think it's actually a lot of colors that we already have.
Yes.
So I think that should definitely take down on the cost of things. So
Yes.
if you've done the previous streams, but also you can see. Oh, thank you. I really play video games. I don't really play
Oh,
video
you
games.
got
Just
it.
popped
Okay,
it up in the
thank
chat
God, because I was
she's
like,
the
it's
fucking
not on
best.
this computer, and I have to. It's so
No,
weird, like,
you're good. I
you know.
apologize that I put you on the spot like
It's
that.
okay.
It's got a lot of the same, but also if you look at the painting, you can do whatever the fuck colors you want.
Yeah.
You can do whatever the hell you want.
It doesn't
It's
have
your
to be
painting.
those colors.
It's your life.
Or something similar if you want. Like that's what I usually go for. Something similar, or if I
I really
already
play
have
video
something
games.
like it, just make it your own. Have fun with it. You know,
That's what I did
all
with
we're
my
gonna
last one. My last one, I went, how wow.
do.
I love it. I want to do one more.
Thank
for
you. And
something.
also, I didn't really play video games. Just posted. Here's the image of the supplies and the date.
You are the best. Thank you so much. I don't really
Thank
play video games.
you.
I don't know what. I honestly don't know what we would do without you.
No,
also-
I'd be dead.
Thank
I'd be
you
dead.
so much.
I will say that my baby will be naked all the time, or would have been naked all the time if it wasn't for you, because I don't really play video games, has clothed my baby through age 2.
Oh,
I don't really play
So
video games.
great.
I just love it too, where it's like, it's so funny because I don't really play video games the best in many ways. And even when like we're planning a baby shower for Lex and like talking about like baby thing, and I'm like, I don't know, a burp thing? Does she need a burp? Is it a burp? Like also planning with other people that know nothing about babies or baby showers. I don't know what to buy. I don't know how to do it. So thank you. I don't really play video games for taking up what we fail at. We fail at it.
Are you coming? I hope you're coming. Are they coming? That would be amazing.
Everyone's
Anyway. I'm just inviting everyone. I'm inviting
we
everyone.
complement each other. We all complement each other, and that's what the good thing is. It if anything, it adds more, and you get to do things that you never really thought possible.
down to Carolina's juices.
I love it.
Oh man, just everyone, I mean, if you show up with short shorts and like long socks and
Can they
you know,
be compression socks? Because that's what I'm really into these
compression.
days.
If you show up in any kind of outfit that you think is cute for you, you get a free drink, and that's how it should be, forever. And we will be out of business immediately because we're gonna be like, everyone just looks so cute. So you see what I'm talking about? I'm not a good business person, but it's gonna happen. Like, have some papaya. It'll be good for you. And it'll be all non-alcoholic for you, Lexi. So we're all gonna be stone sober throughout this whole thing.
That's no fun for you. Why should you guys suffer?
It's better this way. It's better this way. It's bad for business.
Man,
Never
baby.
drink with the customers.
Hal Dog,
So.
thank you for this song. It's so funny. I've noticed recently, being like the sober one at parties, I'm just like, man, drunk people are still a lot of fun. Once they hit the sweet spot, it's just like, because at first everyone is still like very sober, and then there's like that sweet spot, and man, you guys will talk to me about anything, and I love it.
I know I've had a few Uber drivers who are just like, okay, sure, let's go through the drive-thru. It's on you? Awesome. And we're both eating chicken sandwiches, and they're like, man, drunk Carly is the best, Carly. I'm like, I know, man. I know. So much fun. So I'm sometimes you make some friends.
Yeah. Wait, no papaya for pregnant women. Why, Reagan Piper
Oh,
Rose?
that is off the menu. Who knows? I don't know.
I don't know these
You have to learn about juices, Carolina. You
I hope pineapple is okay. Goodness.
I don't know how these things work. I mean, I imagine, like, as long as I don't drug you,
Man, baby.
I'm at least doing the right thing, or anything along those lines. Or it
Rob
might
McCoy
put you in
gifted
labor.
10 gift subs to this channel. Thank you, Rob McCoy.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Giving you
Whoa,
hell.
it makes
10 gifted
contractions.
subs. Entrapment.
Right,
6.
papaya.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Oh, okay. All right. You need a ripe papaya then.
Contractions. Not the uterine contractions.
These are the things we learn. This is how we get our information. This is the best we can do. It's just helping each other out one leg at a time.
This is why this community is so important.
Man, when you were telling me about your lightning crotch, I was just like,
Oh my God, you guys. They don't tell people about this. PSA on lightning crotch. So, and I finally, it doesn't even come up until the 7th month in What to Expect in the big book. And it is, sometimes people get like tingles or like electric pulses in their vagina. Not me. Another type of lightning crotch is a stabbing from it's like a stabbing up, like you're being stabbed through your vagina. It is painful and it sucks.
The whole time you were saying that, I thought it was like a David Bowie lightning bolt kind of thing. Like, I thought it was a purely aesthetic thing. I didn't know these were pains. Man, in my head, it was a lot. I
mean, it's
cooler.
still fucking rock and roll,
Yeah.
but it's very upsetting.
I feel like I have gone through some shit now, so I feel like I have.
Although Kadab asked a great question. I get that in my jaw sometimes when I drink certain beers. Is my face pregnant?
Yes.
We are doctors, and we say yes. You better keep your mouth shut, or a baby's gonna fucking slide out of it, and then you're going to be a parent.
You're responsible.
If I sneezed one more time, I would have wet my pants just now. That's another fun thing about.
I just now Lex had lightning crotch when we were about to record page 7, and you and MJ were talking about lightning crotch, and I was just like,
I know Jackie's face was making it better. It was.
never mind. Okay.
It was on top of really, really, really bad round ligament pain, which is like your pelvis and everything and your uterus expanding. Because this baby had a growth spurt and she grew like 2 inches. Or not 2 inches, my belly grew like 2 inches. So I don't know. I hope she grew too. But we'll see. So yeah, anyway, it's, fun times here with my uterus. Just, those are your updates.
It's just growing. It's expanding. It's making room. It's building a whole annex.
Yeah,
Saying KTM, on second thought, I can adopt.
This is
I
why
can adopt.
This is
Adoption
why-
is also a viable option.
it is very important. Thank you, Reagan Piper Rose Poise Pads. I mean, might need to get me some. But this is why it's very important to educate everybody as to what is going on with
Also,
a real-life
XXAOD.
pregnancy.
So you guys are still doing the roundtable name for the baby. No, it's not Holden McSpooks. It's Lil Spookers McNeely.
Little spook.
Lil Spookers is the name.
I think,
Of the baby.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what Holden said, he said, my firstborn child will be named Lil Spookers McNeely. And it has, I mean, it's canon. It is network canon, and he must.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually,
I think
it's not
it
the
has
worst
to
name I've
happen.
ever heard.
I just said, you know, Halloween costume. Can we just do that? You know, make it be a little ghost.
But whatever name you want to give her, I'm sure it'll be wonderful, and that Holden will have a small part of in that, which is all we could hope for. It's just a nod, and then
God.
Lexi takes over that.
For uses, my God, between my sisters, there have been 11 pregnancies, and not one of them have mentioned this lightning crotch. But I feel like it's the kind of thing that you mentioned. I would assume a lot of times, like, you have a platform, but I imagine you would say it to your partner, or you would write about it in your journal. But I feel like a lot of people would be uncomfortable to talk about, like, my pussy is aflame with pain. I am not one of those people. I am very open when I am in pain. I need everyone to know I am in pain. This is what hurts. I mean, Lexi knows way too much about what happened to my ass about 3 weeks ago. And sometimes you gotta be open about it.
Yeah, you have to share with your friends, because you know what? Sharing is caring, and education is also very important. So I think it's like, why are you putting ice in your underwear? Which I definitely put an ice, like a bag of ice that Holden made me, like, in my underwear, and then it leaked, and then it was just a whole mess.
Lexi, it will change your life. There's ones for pregnancy, but I had to buy it because of my ass issue. There's a actual like, it looks like a big pad, but it's a gel thing in the fridge, and they've got different covers, and there's like 3 different ones, and I'll send you the link to them.
Yeah,
they're great, and it is for pregnancy. It's for right after you have the baby, and it keeps ice right in your pussy pop.
That's
the pussy pop.
Pussy pop.
It is a pussy pop.
Amazing. I need this. A lightning bolt just popped in my vagina. Yeah.
Summer's
Man, this
coming.
is a Wendy's.
Summer is coming, and we're gonna need all the kinds of pops you need.
Yeah.
So yeah, I say go for it. You know, one for the mouth and one for your lips.
KTM says, my coworker told me what happened to her nipples after giving birth, and no one has ever been so honest with me before pregnancy. Everyone makes it sound so magical. My sister's nipples, she showed me 2 months after the baby was born. I was like, ah, like, it's all like bitten and raw and crusted, and they're just crusted over, and it was just like, no. I will say it made me be careful, and also, honestly, it just made me fuck women even more. I was like, honestly, it's better. I'm having way more fun fucking women anyway, so I don't care. Like, it's better this way. I don't gotta worry about it.
Yeah.
Not the nips. Yes, wayward weasel, not the nips.
I have registered for nipple butter. I have.
Sometimes it has to be the nips. And
I'm still a child, though, when it comes to it. Like, I think about that pain. I'm like, ah!
Thank you, Mary.
Yeah. I'd rather be dead. Like, I know I wouldn't rather be dead.
It's,
there's going to be a lot of good, happy returns you get from all this, though. You will get yours back eventually.
She better not be a little asshole, because it's better be worth it. No, I'm just oh man, hey, I will gladly be very honest with everyone here in this chat and on this stream about the things that happen.
Yeah, you'll be just like, today my baby's an asshole, and we'll be like, we're on your side, Lexi. No matter what you do, we're on your side, of course.
Well, that's a positive. Silly cheers. Thank you. Gotta admit, I was kind of into the mommy nips after they healed.
Oh, okay. Do you know my mom had her shaved down after she breastfed me?
Wow.
Ouch, ouch. Don't use the word shaved and nipples in the same fucking sentence.
I'm about to have dinner.
Sorry, she had to, her implants ruptured, and so she had to stop breastfeeding me, and so she had to get new ones put in, and when they did, they were just like, oh, we're gonna fix your nipples, and she was like, what are you doing to my nipples? And they made them smaller. So I'm sorry, guys.
Nipples. Don't shave my nipples.
I need to go and ice my nipples right now.
Well, on that note,
my nipples.
like shaved Parmesan, yes.
Oh.
Jackie's not gonna sleep for a week, which I understand. I'm kind of on that that place right now. But you know what? We'll take it one day at a time.
The more you know, what did we learn here today? Man, we have just got, I love this show. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I needed this.
Yeah.
I needed to be thankful that my nipples don't need to be shaved down. And thank you.
Thank you.
Sweet baby corn, thank you for enlightening us. Okay, they do that for folks who get top surgery. Okay, yes, to make them look more doodly. That makes sense.
You see, that makes sense.
If you need that, I think there's nothing wrong with it if you're doing
also,
it
sweet baby
for
corn,
healthy.
even like I know that you're out when this happens. It's not like you're like, I'm just like, like I imagine like that's the problem in my head. That's what is happening with an actual belt sander that they're coming closer to you with.
Ooh, I just got a sander too. Ooh, I can't wait to use it. Not on my nipples, on furniture to repaint. But yes, I thank you so much, all of you, for hanging out with us.
Never gonna use that sander again. Not the same way anymore.
Everyone.
But yes, thank you guys. Thank you everyone so much. I had so much fun hanging out with everyone, of course, as always. And I can't wait to eat dinner immediately afterwards because that's how we do things here.
That is how we do things here. We didn't even get hungry. Actually, we got the opposite of hungry. Isn't that kind of nice?
Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
So much food.
Next time we're gonna talk about Jackie's ass, and we're just continue this.
Yeah,
We're gonna continue it.
I'm down for
this. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will see you next week. We're gonna post we're gonna put it in the Glos Facebook page of the things we need to get, because we will be here same time next week painting, and I can't wait for it.
Yay, I'm so excited. All right, I love you guys so much. We're gonna go out
you guys
with a little bit of rawhide again.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Mary O'Brien 91. I'm gonna give Georgie my love for you.
Yeah. Thank you. I really play video games.
Thank you for everybody who donated. Thank you for everyone who donated. Craigslist cutie, hot girl, Kim Charu. Thank you so much.
So I thought it time to take the mustache off my sideways smile.
Yeah, I think we're having pasta today.
Downstairs grooming.
I'm excited.
Didn't want nothing too crazy or clean up, so
How are you feeling, Lexi?
So I found myself a waxer who came highly recommended.
You good? Yeah, I keep forgetting that it's early for you guys. For me, I'm just like, man, it's 10 o'clock. You guys must be getting tired soon. No.
I know it is early, but also at 10 o'clock I am not tired, so I'm fine. I napped today. I took a very, very long nap.
Oh yeah. Oh, happy.
Yeah. I'm about to send a baby shower email, so I gotta finish that up, but I am just be a little drunk while I do it, and it's gonna be great, and I'm excited about it, and then I'm gonna go eat a bunch of food.
Sounds good. I gotta go do that as well right now, because I think the food came like a couple minutes ago. But I love you guys. It's good to see
I love you
guys.
guys.
Bye, guys. We'll talk soon. We'll talk next time.